Hello everyone, welcome to our latest update. This time we're going to talk about the Huawei WLAN certification exam and provide some information about it. Previously, we've also shared updates on other IE technical certification exams. So as always, if you need any related materials from this video, feel free to leave a comment below and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Hello again, now let's give an overview of the situation. This exam is similar to Huawei's other IE certification exams. The total duration is 8 hours. The difference is that these 8 hours are actually divided. The first part is 3 hours and the second part is 5 hours. So what about the first 3 hours? They assess wireless network planning and discussion. The second half, which is the remaining 5 hours, tests the specific content of a lab topology. That means we need to actually operate network devices and carry out lab configurations. So in this introduction, we won't be covering the wireless network planning part from the first half. For that, they use Huawei's online planning tool called WLAN Planner. This time, we'll mainly focus on what everyone is most interested in. That is, regarding our device configuration. What I'm showing in the diagram now is the current exam topology. In this topology, we mainly deal with the 3 campus networks in the campus network solution. Among them, in our case, let's talk about them according to their scale. Among them, the most important is our HQ, the headquarters. Next is the branch, and finally, there is a site called SET. In total, we have 3 campus networks. The HQ is a large-scale campus. It uses a virtualization campus solution based on VXLAN. SETI is a solution for small to medium-sized campuses. As for the branch, it uses a local WAC deployment solution. So each of them has its own assessment criteria. There are some differences between them. In our practice, we also divide the exercises by area, which makes the logic clearer. So this is the overall topology. As for the assessment content, overall, it's not difficult. Our solution is now also very stable, so let's briefly introduce it. Here we've listed a demo sample, which includes a small requirement. We'll demonstrate this requirement here, as well as our current lab exam evaluation. So for the first part here, this is a planning table. It's a basic planning table. We won't go into detail about it here. It mainly introduces what this current IP address is used for. Then, which VLAN it belongs to. Specifically, which segment is being planned. This is a one-to-one replica of the exam environment. So how do you practice using the addresses from the exam on our regular racks? All the requirements are the same as well. Okay, so in this section, the first point we assess is the campus network deployment for HQ. The first requirement is called plug and play for network devices. It mentions that the AR device in our current diagram will serve as the DHCP server, assigning IP addresses to our devices to achieve plug and play functionality. Also, we need to use MSNC Compass to batch create sites and add devices. Here, we'll demonstrate the basic process. No need to enter commands. Instead, we'll show you how to operate on the rack in the future. So, the first step is that in the future, everyone will log into our exam machine. For the exam machine, we provide you with an RDP remote desktop. After logging into the exam machine via RDP, there are some basic tools you'll need for the HQ section. The first is a mobile item, and the second is an Excel spreadsheet. These are used for importing devices into NCE. Next, in Google, we will launch our MSNCE for business access. According to the steps required here, the first thing we need to do is perform some basic operations on the AR1 device to ensure its underlying network connectivity. So on which device do we configure this? Everyone, please open our current connection tool as well as the mobile item. After opening it, you'll see that we've already added the devices in each area. Here, we only need to focus on the HQ section. In this part, we activate the relevant devices, mainly these 4, which correspond to the devices in the HQ section of our topology. Here, there is 1 AR and 3 switches, which are our current switches. Let's turn them on. We'll activate all 4 at the same time. In the future, during the exam, you'll do the same, connect directly to these devices through MOBA. It's the same on our rack, just connect and that's it. Once connected, you can access the device. Some of these devices might have configurations left by the previous student. I haven't cleared them here. So, I'm just showing you how to connect. So here, after you open it, just follow the steps in the document. This is the same for your future practice as well. Simply follow the steps outlined in the documentation. The first step is to enter some basic configurations on the AR. So here, click to open the AR device. Once you enter it, you can start configuring. For example, the username is admin and the password is Huawei at 123. We can log into this device. On the left side, there will be some basic commands. This is to help everyone quickly enter some common commands here, especially the username and password. After logging in, just follow the instructions in our documentation to deploy, and as long as the underlying connection is established, that's enough. The results and effects of each step we perform will also be reflected in the documentation. Once we've completed this step, we can start logging in and bringing our devices under management. So how do we operate here? Close this mobile. Then let's open Google and click on it. Next, open it and access our MSNC Campus. The address we're using here is 192.168.18.203. For the exam, just access the corresponding business address according to the actual exam environment. The address may vary depending on the rack, so each one might be different. So here we log in with the username WLAN01 and the password is Huawei at 123. During the exam, you'll be provided with the required username and password according to the exam's needs. Just use those to log in. All right, once we've logged in, you can see this is our current interface topology. Let's switch the language mode. So this is basically what the interface looks like. Now let me demonstrate some of the basic steps involved in this demo. I'll do a simple operation demonstration here, and it'll be the same during the exam. When working on this part, we need to add our HQ and set sites on the NCE and also bring the devices here under Unified Management. This will make it easier for us to configure them later on the NCE, including pushing and delivering configurations to them. First, let's click on the Fabric Network, then select Site Design and proceed to create sites in bulk. Here, we'll import the Excel sheet I mentioned earlier from the desktop. During the exam, this file will also be provided to everyone, so you can just open it directly. Of course, there are some minor details to pay attention to in the spreadsheet, and we'll explain those to you before the exam. Here we click to upload the file. As you can see, there are already two sets, one called HQ and one called set. These are the two sites we mentioned earlier that are relevant to us. After selecting these two sites, click Confirm. So we just need to confirm and add them at this step, and then proceed with the normal creation process. After the creation is complete, you will receive a notification. Here it will indicate whether the creation was successful or failed. As we can see here, two sites have been created successfully. Once this step is finished, we click on Device Management over here, and we can already see that the devices have been imported. There are a total of 5 devices, and it will be the same during the exam. So after finishing this step, there are actually still some additional operations we need to perform. However, in this demo for the question bank, we only demonstrate up to this point. That means after we carry out some subsequent operations, we can bring these 5 devices online on our current platform. Once they are online, we can proceed with further related configuration tasks. We won't be demonstrating the following steps one by one here. We're just showing the earlier steps here to give everyone a basic understanding of this exam. Besides this, in the actual exam, after you complete all the scenarios, you can also log into some test machines in the mobile section to conduct testing. These test machines will also have been linked here for you in advance. The exam machine I'm showing you now is our current HQ section, and we also have a corresponding branch section. For the branch section, we will also have related content to discuss. The device connections inside, meaning we've divided them into 2 modules. Here, I'll also show you our current devices and some of the ways these devices are connected. The branch section mainly involves the top part of our topology diagram. As we just clearly saw, there's a central AGG switch and 3 wireless access controllers, or WACs, in our current network configuration setup. That's 3 AC access point devices. These essential network devices are located under the branch-specific directory branch folder. Now let's proceed to open up these 4 devices. After clicking in, it's the same process. We can open all 4 devices at the same time to see how it works. Once we've successfully logged into these 4 devices, we can start configuring them in our current environment. For example, after logging in, you can see the device names, and above there are some corresponding device pre-configurations. This is our basic setup. Besides device configuration, let's, for instance, close these 4 windows for now and then open up PC1. For example, the PC1 we click on here is the same PC1 in our network topology, which is this one, our PCE device. It's this machine. Here, we can test the wireless authentication scenario. So after we log in, we can see here that it looks like the previous student has already run some tests. Here we can do some basic testing ourselves to check whether the address is obtained correctly and whether the phenomenon is as expected. In the exam, it's actually the same. After deployment, we don't just look at whether you've completed the configuration, but we also need to see the overall effect of your setup. So, did it achieve the intended goal in the end? We also need to check, for example, whether the wireless service we've set up is connected. Then, after completing the corresponding authentication test, we should be able to obtain the appropriate network access permissions. This is a basic overview of the whole process. So, in the wireless exam, the content isn't complicated. It's mainly about deploying some wireless-related services and then finally conducting some basic phenomenon tests. If you need any related materials or demo resources, or if you want formal guidance for the entire HCIE-WLAN exam in the future, you can leave a comment under our video or send a direct message to this account. We'll get back to everyone as soon as possible, and we also hope you'll continue to subscribe to our channel. In the future, we'll cover exams in other areas as well and share them with you. All right, that's the end of our sharing for today. Bye-bye.